What's up, guys? This is Double A Duelist, back here with my next video in my mini-series, which is about synchro summoning, which is the next version of special summoning. It's something that sped up the game. It was so incredible whenever it first came out. I believe it came out in 5Ds? Yes, 5Ds. The TV show is where it was really introduced. So, here I have the Vylon deck again. And if I control no monsters, I can go on ahead and special. Then I could normal. So that's kind of a cool thing to be able to do. Now, with the whole synchro summon, because this is what I would want to do if I was able to. I would want to go into these two. You have to add up star numbers. So, like this guy, he's a 4, he's a 3. You add them together, and it makes 7. Now, the only thing that can go into it is a tuner. You have to have a tuner, which it will say on the card every time, tuner. So, usually tuners don't say effect also, but they might be changing that soon. So, I've got a tuner, the Vylon Cube, and a non-tuner, which just means that it doesn't say tuner, Photon Thrasher. It is 3 and 4, so that's 7. So, I can now go into whatever I would like from this extra deck that adds up to 7. That is a 5. I could not go into that. These are not synchro monsters. Stardust is an 8. That's one of the most common 8s out there. Crimson Blader is also an 8. That is not a synchro. This one's a 7. This one's a 7. This one's a 7. And that one is not. So, with this, I can now go into any synchro amongst these three. Now, some of them have special requirements. Like this one is 1 tuner, 1 or more non-tuner light monster. So it has to be a light type, which is right there. But some of them are generic, where they don't say anything. That would be like Catastor, one of the first cards that I pulled out of there. Or even, let's go Crimson Blader, because I can. He's a level 8, but he only says 1 tuner and 1 or more non-tuner monsters. So that means he's a generic, meaning you can go into him with anything. It doesn't matter, just go right into him. Like, see, he's 2800, he's a 26. He's also an effect. It'll say Synchro on there too. But his effect is if this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the grave, your opponent cannot normal or special summon level 5 or higher monsters. Pretty good effect. They have to kind of supply you with monsters for you to be able to do that, and sometimes they kind of figure that out and then they'll stop. But like Sigma says 1 light tuner and 1 or more non-tuner light monsters. Then you have specific ones like Alpha says 1 Vylon tuner and 1 or more non-tuner monsters. So it has to be a Vylon, which is in the name. That's why the deck is called Vylons, is because it's in the name. So it has to be that type of tuner, otherwise it won't work. So, with this, most likely I would go into Sigma, which is a light tuner and 1 or more non-tuner light monsters. So, I have the requirements. Light tuner, light non-tuner. So, that goes to the grave. He activates, Vylon Cube activates. I get to add an equip spell. And then I get to add an equip spell with him because I attack. Whenever I attack, I get to add an equip spell. So, I'll go on ahead and go back over it just because I know that that's very confusing. Let me get the best one. Where is he? Omega. Where did I put my Omega? Okay. Welp. Nope. There he is. Okay. Omega. So, Omega, he's very high level. He's a 10. And he requires 2 tuners and 1 or more non-tuner Vylon monsters. So, you have to use a Vylon tuner, or not necessarily a Vylon tuner. You have to use 2 tuners to make him instead of 1. Now, the most common thing that you can do is you can go Sigma, and you can use Synchros to make another Synchro. So, because he's a level 10 and he's a level 7, you just need 3 more stars. So all you do is just go, into, let's say, a 2 and a 1. That adds to 3. So then you could go from Sigma to Omega, and you could go from 1800 attack to now 32. So it was a way to speed up the game, and it worked. I mean, there's still so many Synchro decks being used today. Yang Zings, Black Wings, I mean, all sorts of decks. So it's just a really cool thing. But yeah, never forget, it's a tuner. Has to be a tuner. Has to say tuner right there, otherwise it does not work. Then your other monster has to say effect or normal type, whatever. Has to be, cannot say tuner down there. And then you just add the stars together. So 4 and 3 is 7. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. That's it. That's all that there is to it. It's nothing too difficult. Once you understand it, you'll be synchro summoning for days. So, any real deck that, out there can just pop a bunch of synchros out. Some of them can do like 10 in one turn. It's freaking crazy what some of them can do now. But yeah, it was just a way to speed along everything, and it worked. And that's what I think Konami has done correct. It just made everything so much better. So my next video in this mini-series is going to be over Xyz summoning. Xyz summoning is another way that they sped up the game and made it so much faster, and at the same time, it just blows everything else out of the water, except for pendulum summoning, which is going to be like my last actual how-to video. And then I'm going to show you what a regular duel would be like, and turns and everything like that. So, you guys stay awesome, and I'm going to go on ahead and get my Xyz monsters out and try and use that. Thanks for watching.